Hey guys, Keith here. It's that time of night again. Getting close to bedtime. Got a few hours. I don't go to bed early, so I got a few hours, but it's creeping up into that bedtime zone, and that time of night when I don't like it very well. I'll be honest with you. And I think I've kind of struggled with this throughout my life somewhat, but I think more uh, now than I used to, and I don't know if it's because I'm alone. And of course, I have my kids here, but I don't know if it's because I'm alone as far as I don't have my spouse or what it is. I'm not scared of the dark or anything like that, but I'm a little scared of the night. I'll be honest with you. This is something about when it gets to be this time of night, 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, just I don't know. I don't like it. I get a little anxious and not sure what to do with myself. And so I've been trying to find some things to do to enjoy. I mean, the kids watched a movie tonight. We had a great time. But then once we kind of split up and do our own thing, I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And I don't start crying or anything. But I get a little, a little sad, I guess. And, I don't know if it's really loneliness. I'm not sure what it is. It's just sometimes I don't know what to do to entertain myself. I have lots of things to do. I got video games. I got tons of movies to watch, music, and of course I can play guitar a little bit. I had a shoulder injury, so I can't play a lot, but I can, play somewhat. And anyway, I there's things I can do. But so what I've started trying to do anyway, and I haven't done that tonight yet. That's why I'm making this video, because I'm kind of in that place right now where I needed to do something. And I wanted to make a video earlier. I'm like, I don't feel like it. And I just trying to get in the mood to do something, I guess. It's just do it, and that's really what we need to do is, the old Nike commercials, just do it. And once you do it, whatever that is, your mind, you can only think about one thing at a time. And if you're down, you're depressed a little bit, or you're discouraged, you're just in that mode, where you don't know what to do. You don't even know what's wrong. It's kind of getting up on the wrong side of the bed in the morning. You go to bed feeling great. You wake up in the morning and you don't feel great. Not necessarily physically, but just mentally, you just don't want to face the day. And nothing's changed, from the time you went to bed till you got up. But just sometimes you just feel that way. Sometimes you just don't know what to do, and your mind is, you're like I say, not necessarily any one thing that's wrong. It's not like you have a health problem or a financial problem or a relationship problem or anything. I don't have any of that. I just sometimes just kind of feel uh, lost a little bit, empty or something there. So anyway, one thing I've started doing is watching sport. I've never been into sports before. I know a lot of guys are, but my mom and dad weren't into sports, and so I didn't grow up with sports and just wasn't into them. And so recently I've been watching sports, and of course baseball is big right now, so that's kind of the main sport going on, and some basketball going on with colleges, I think, and this and that. But I really, I kind of I watch them at night, and I guess it makes me feel like I'm there. I'm part of a group maybe, and so I don't feel as alone. And so I have been kind of implementing that into my nighttime. Not necessarily watch a whole game, but just maybe watch the highlights or the end of a game, or like I say, later on they show highlights of all the games for today and that sort of thing. And so anyway, that kind of gets my mind off of things. Been trying to read more, read something encouraging before I go to bed. Kind of the last thing I do really is to read something, and it could be a devotional, book, your Bible. And what I like about devotions is they're just a few pages, so you can read it fairly quickly, and plus they're daily usually. If you have a daily one where it's either for the whole year or it's a monthly type thing, and but anyway, you kind of stay on task a little bit more, and anyway, just something encourages, whatever book that might be. Nothing wrong with reading some novels and things like that. I don't read as many novels, but if you're going to do that, I would encourage you to read something maybe uplifting before you go to bed. Not necessarily that you're going to have nightmares if you read a crime novel, but just something that might end the night with, a good positive note, and so that's what I try to do. Um, Maybe watch a sitcom or watch a movie that's, you know, entertaining and funny, something that's, encouraging to me or whatever, inspirational, that kind of thing. So, or some music, something that's uplifting and, nothing sad and that kind of thing. Because if you're already in that mode, you don't want to add insult to injury. You know what I mean? So that's what I've been trying to do. And another thing is journaling. One year I journaled every single day. I didn't miss a day. But then I just kind of quit. I think maybe the next year, I don't know if it was next year, my wife passed away or what. But anyway, I kind of quit that, and I did journal the other day. It was my birthday, and I journaled about the things that happened there and what we did. But I do encourage you to do. I think it's helpful to do that. I believe it is, and it doesn't have to be 2 or 3 pages, and I don't think you have to do it every day. Where you don't want it to be a job. You don't want it to be a chore or whatever. You want it to be fun. You want it to be something that helps you and encourages you and something you look forward to. And if same way with reading or anything, if you're doing it because, well, that's part of my routine, like brushing your teeth or something, then it takes the fun out of it, and then you find yourself not wanting to do it. And like I say, it becomes a chore to you. So, you don't have to necessarily do it every night, but and you don't have to, like I say, write pages and pages every single thing you did today. But just maybe write some highlights of some things you did today, and maybe some things you're looking forward to doing. It doesn't have to be a journal per se, as far as just everything that's been done where you document your life, but it can be all sorts of things, ideas. Things that you're looking forward to, things you're wanting to do. And speaking of looking forward to, that's another thing is to have something to look forward to tomorrow. I think helps us at night. And I know I'm kind of talking to myself tonight because I need this tonight. I used to be a pastor, and so I'd always tell my congregation, I'm preaching to you guys. I'm preaching to myself today and letting y'all eavesdrop on this because I wrote this sermon for me, and that's what I did most of the time. It's stuff that I was dealing with, something that I was familiar with, something I had, situation I'd been in, circumstance that I was had been in or was dealing with at that time. And so it's kind of tonight, it's kind of the same thing. I'm dealing with something, and I know things to do, but sometimes it's hard to make myself do them, And so I'm trying to encourage you and encourage me all at the same time by, taking these things that I think helps, reading, journaling, watching something encouraging. Maybe it's a YouTube channel, watching somebody that's maybe a self-help guru or something, or a preacher, or like I say, just a sitcom, watching something that's uplifting. Or if you like sports, that may not be your thing. So, I don't want you to implement something that's not your thing. You have to. It's got to be something you enjoy. And if novels are something you enjoy more so than self-help books, then reading a story, a fantasy, or reading a fiction novel, then that gives you pleasure, then do that. So whatever works for you. If you deal with this kind of situation where you feel kind of lost at night, you feel empty, you feel lonely, whatever that might be, and whatever that looks like to you, is just a certain time of night for me where I feel that and I don't know what it is. It's just the day's over. Sometimes I look back and think, well, I didn't really get as much done as I wished I had of, and maybe I think about that. But I think having something to look forward to maybe is almost the key to this thing, more so than the other things. Even though those are important, I think you have to have some things that sort of routine, but should be fun, a fun routine, not just like say I have to do this. It's like work. Work should be fun. It's not always fun because it's something we have to do to make money, to make a living, to and to get by and to be able to enjoy things and live and eat and have a shelter and all that kind of thing. But we should enjoy our job. And so the same way with our routine, whatever that might be, whatever that looks like to you, reading, writing, creating. Maybe you have some ideas, and if you're a writer of some sort, writing a book or I write songs, so I do that a lot at night, and get ideas and write them down or record them on my phone. And anyway, lots of little things there that you can implement into your life. Let me know what you're doing to part of your routine that kind of helps you. And it may not be late at night. Maybe it's more during different times of the day. Maybe you read during the in the first thing in the morning. Maybe you get up early. Exercise is another thing. I forgot about that one. Exercise is important. I've been doing that a little bit. Like I say, I had a shoulder injury. I'm gonna have to have surgery here in a few weeks. I'm not sure how long, but so I've done some therapy, and so I can't do a lot of exercise, but I'm trying to do some things that involves my shoulder, just light to kind of strengthen it for surgery. So, but regardless of that, if just exercise period makes you feel better, physically, mentally, all that. Eating better, that kind of thing. But as far as just a routine at night, and I do my exercises at night. A lot of people want to do that during the day or whatever, or in the morning, but I'm a nighttime person, so I do a lot of my my activities at night. So yeah, share with me what it is that you do at night. What's some of the routines that you do during the day, whenever that is, that kind of help you to enjoy your life as a single person. Whether you're a widow, a widower, or divorced, or you're single, whichever. I mean, just you're living alone, and what's some things that you do? I know we had a video about some things you do for fun, but what's some daily things that you do to to keep your mind from going to that dark place? When it gets to be late at nights for me, and when it hits me the worst, that darkest hour. What is it that keeps you from going to that place and having a pity party, feeling sorry for yourself, that kind of thing. So let me know, and I appreciate you all tuning in as always. I appreciate all the comments, and if you could give us a thumbs up on this, subscribe to us if you would, and if you like what we're doing, and we'll see you all in the next video. Thanks.